Hi gin lovers, martini lovers, and cocktail lovers around the world. Phillip Jones, the Martini Whisperer here. Thank you for swinging past for another episode of Sipping Time. In this little short clip, I want to introduce you to a South Australian gin producer who have been very good to me and sent me a bottle of their new release, which I'll get very spoiled around here, but it's taking me a while to get to it. Introducing Prohibition Liquor Company. So they're out of Adelaide, and I was there several years ago, and there's a little piece on the website, you can find it, about the ecosystem that's very interesting in South Australia, because they're kind of in the middle and the bottom of Australia, and they've got a very, very self-sufficient in many ways. The bar scene that's evolved is fantastic, the cocktail scene, and a whole range of really, really good, accomplished distillers all around the state, different clusters, and they all kind of work together and collaborate and so on. And of course, South Australia's been well known for many, many years for its wine industry as well, well-regarded, world-famous wines. So with that backstory behind it, Prohibition have come out, and they on the scene, I want to say 3-4 years ago, so they're pretty recent. And one of the partners has a design background. Now I want to show you this particular bottle before I get to introduce the one I'm talking about today. But this is how they present. You'll notice the pictures in the back of the bottle, and it's like a parchment on the back, beautiful heavy weight. It has probably the best packaging of any spirit in Australia, dare I say it. They don't muck around when they present their product. It's absolutely gorgeous. Happily, they can back it up with what's inside, which is kind of reassuring. This bad boy, just by the by, is their bathtub gin, and 69% alcohol by volume. So in a pinch, I could use this to wash my hands with, but I wouldn't want to disrespect the spirit. I think it's the highest ABV gin available in Australia. It's a doozy, but it's right up on my site, by the way, plus their original release when it first came out. But introducing their new release, which is Navy Strength Gin. And again, look at the packaging at the back, this beautiful bottle, so they're checking the barrels out and the backstory behind the spirit. So I'm not going to talk about Navy Gin. You can look it up. It's a pretty common story but the short version simply is that it was Navy Strength for part of the official procurement rum, the gin ration. You had rum for the sailors and gin traditionally for the officers in the Royal Navy until quite recently. And the notion was that they wanted to check for purity, it wasn't dilution, and so by ensuring it was still gunpowder and could get the gin on it, and they could still light it, and drunken sailors, matches, gunpowder, what could possibly go wrong, right? Anyway, it's about the proof of it. So Navy Strength Gin is generally considered above 50% ABV, alcohol by volume, as opposed to your regular gin, which is 40 or 42% or thereabouts. So look out for the write-up. Does it taste as good as it looks? I think it does. It's a doozy, but there's a reason why they do Navy Strength Gin. And the reason is this, and I'll talk about this in my article and the link will be below, that it's not just because they want to get drunk faster. It's not that. The higher the alcohol, the more flavours from the botanicals the gin can carry. I'll paraphrasing this, I'm not going to go into too technical right now. So I use the analogy like a curry, like an Indian curry, where you might have a mild or very mild to hot to super hot. And the heat is not just to make you sweat, it's also to give you more intense and richer flavours. So when the distiller is thinking about what sort of gin he wants to make, a Navy Strength gives them a bigger platform and more intensity of flavour, which they can derive from their botanicals as a result. So the chemistry sits behind that. And the other thing you should know also, and I mentioned the winemaking industry in South Australia at the start, so this is based on a grape spirit, which I actually tend to prefer a lot of times in gin, because again, it gives you a bit of a softer, more rounded mouthfeel than say a traditional spirit base. And they've just chucked the kitchen sink to sing. So you've got juniper, of course, vanilla, macadamia, coriander, angelica, ginger, Tasmanian pepperberry, wormwood, saltbush, gunpowder tea, grapefruit peel, finger lime, desert lime, and macrobiotic salt from the region. Fascinating stuff. So look out for the review, find out some more, and but check out, if you love the strong, good stuff, Prohibition. Love your work, guys. So thanks for tuning in, and look out for another episode soon. Bye for now.